Did that work? Fuck yes. Let's go. Say no more. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Testing, testing, audio. One, two, three. Testing, testing, audio. Testing, testing, audio. One, two, three. Testing, testing, audio. Say no more. 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 All right, first stream. The hell are we gonna talk about? I got a couple things to talk about, actually, bro. I really do. He really did. So really just serving as a test stream, honestly, like seeing the setup, seeing the audio, um, seeing if it posts after. That would be dope. I think I have that set up on Twitch and YouTube, so we shall see. We shall see. Actually, let me see if there's. Let me just double check that. Actually, why can't I find that setting, bro? Am I tripping? Let me check on here. Honestly, might be this. Come off phone. I'm sipping on the Drake on these night. True. Honestly, let me play a little music for. There we go. Fucking finally, bro. Got it. Cool, cool, cool. Everything should be good. Now, let me grab my speaker. So that's why isn't it focused though? Why isn't this bitch clear though? I can't change myself, no for nobody. Get fit, get it, pop, mom. Japanese, it's clear. Hey, don't you I can't change myself, no for nobody. Hating cause they broke, probably. You don't even pop my Japanese, bro. My live on both. But yes, I am. Let's fucking do it. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. You, you. That's alright. Yay, hey. Graduate. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Mm, 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 mm. Cannot keep in my son. That's my little homie. So, no for nobody. Hating cause they broke, probably. Young pop mouth. Got a Japanese mouth. Myself that is dying to convince myself that is. I want to watch some music videos, bro. Some type shit. I don't know how to fuck. I don't know how to fucking do this, bro. Just on some type shit. The best positioning, probably. Okay. You don't have to shrink you, guy. Yeah. On some type shit.
Niggas crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in this bitch, man. Niggas taking swag. Niggas taking swag. Niggas taking swag. On your foot, on the swag, dad. Why all these niggas taking swag? Why all these niggas taking swag? She talking to me nice, she gon' put another fight. Call her on my ice, you know this bitch don't need bites. Damn, I love her head, I been caught in her.
Testing audio. 1, 2, 3.
On the plane like mercy. You are everything. You are everything. You my everything. You my everything. Finna get you a wedding ring.
Get you a wedding.
Might let you meet a team.
Sipping on these drinks.
I don't want your down when that scheme. Having a whole lot of money, I'm at the pain. Fuck it, this whole good, she can't feel it, she need a cane.
Need a cane now.
What you want? What you want? She call me in, I know what you call my phone. She take my phone, she like, I don't home alone. I'm sipping on these drinks, on these light patrol. Niggas taking swag.
Oh God. Niggas taking swag.
On your foot, on the swag, dad. Why all these niggas taking swag? Why all these niggas taking swag? Why all these niggas taking swag? Why niggas always taking swag? Why niggas always taking swag? I just pop a 30 ball, and that bitch pink too. I just fuck with 10,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that pussy pink
too.
too. She like, oh, your nails, son.
I like perks, period.
Man tryna pop it on me.
I don't give a fuck about you.
Beamer, it's on all fours, bitch. I just send it to cool. White bitch, he that D good. Eat my kid like it's food. Eat my kids up. Eat my kids. Eat my kids up. Somebody did. This a black truck, everybody can feed. I need stretch, still gon' swim me a seed. Treat my bitch like a dog, I call her pig.
I'm selling big. I still got keys. Yeah, this nigga hard, bro.
Niggas crazy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in this bitch
Oh, the fucking man.
Oh, you
Oh, you
fancy,
fancy,
huh?
huh?
You
You about
probably
to
huh?
huh?
You got rings, huh? Come
Come
throw
throw
your
it
bag,
back, huh?
huh? Oh, you
You
fancy,
fancy,
huh?
huh?
You got
Yeah.
rings, huh? You probably huh? Come throw your bag, huh? K, I might hit New York and leave it Drew. I got rocks on my neck, and my bitch got them too. I got bad bitches tryna pull up and pour produce. I got racks in my cup, I'm sipping on lean, ain't no juice. Bitch. I
I
ain't had
ain't
no
no
help.
hope.
I
I
ain't never had no hands.
I
Did
did
it by
it by
myself. I
myself.
had to show these niggas I spaz out. Round round town with her. She in that bitch, she got her ass up. Nigga, they acting so rich, but these niggas broke. Niggas be fanning out. Bro, nigga don't deserve this. Get some money, fuck that fuck. Get some money, fuck that fuck. Get some money, fuck that fuck. These hoes, it's my time. I said I give me a 10. I got my feet in the sand. I got my feet in the sand. Need to get ball up in that hoe. I be the Jackie Chan. She like, nah, I'm loving your flow. She like, I see what you're saying. I like you see what I'm saying. I like you see what I'm saying. I might go fuck on her friends. Shut her, don't care about your man. I'm trying to show you the world. I'm trying to show you your life. I'm trying to show you how you wanna live. I'm trying to show you you're alright. That hoe, she my Bella. Tryna let it low bite me. They say don't get a change first. I want it cause it's ice. Oh, you fancy, huh? You probably huh? You got reds, huh? Come throw your bag, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? You got reds, huh? You probably huh? Come throw your bag, huh? K.
This might be my favorite though.
Niggas crazy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in this bitch, man. You say I don't mean none of you been doing me. I can't even smoke with dealer, nigga.
I need my weed back.
I'm cheating on her back. I hope
These
they
bitches
don't see that.
that.
I can't even let her tap
Tap
me,
the
'cause
cup, I
I
need my weed back. Yeah, I might need this. They like my new fish. I got it in my business out. I got an archetype. Hard man too. Bitch, I love that shit. They know that I'm bad. I'm you from Atlanta. You somehow like Santa. Nigga, I was just in the bin. I wasn't young. I got Atlanta. You got a lot of pints. I'm sharing my family. You say I don't mean nothing to you, bitch, do you mean me? I can't be spoke with dealer, nigga, I need my weed back. I'm cheated on her back, I hope this bitch don't see me that. That the cup, I need my weed back. Bitch, I need my weed. I know I ain't shit. I got learn my lesson. God. You have to. This is a crazy one. With the Now you took that pill while you sell that paper. I'm in LA now, I feel like a Laker. I don't give a fuck about shit and fuck a hater. You switched on your brothers, I know you a traitor. So many. So many. I'm doing magic gone in a pussy. Pull up with a Uzi. Doing like a movie. Let my groupies. This nigga's so fucking hard, bro. Like a loose leaf. 10 off an athlete. I just hit the Michael Jackson. I'm a smash Chicago with it. I don't care about social how should you fit it. If I know so pity. I don't even pay my bills so I can't do it. I don't even pay my bills because my accountant did it. That bitch is so nice, yeah, bitch Simmons. That bitch is so nice, yeah. I ain't seen you, bitch. Phil, why you sell that paper? I'm in LA now. I feel like a Laker. I don't give a fuck about shit ain't fucking haters. You switched on your brothers. I know you were a traitor. Mm-mm. 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 9. This nigga's tough. This nigga's extremely tough.
Niggas
Mm-mm.
crazy. Oh yeah.
But nah, let's get to the point, bro. I mean, I did have an agenda on today's stream, first stream. Um, I don't even know how to really explain this, honestly. I'm a sleuth. I'm an internet sleuth, and I'd be researching shit. I look into shit that interests me, simply put. Um, and obviously there's some crazy shit that is going on these days. We could talk about so many different subjects, but today I want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. I think a lot of people have a fixation. I definitely do. I'll admit it. Like the shit that I continue to read about and continue to educate myself about, it makes me sick, honestly. And I think that a lot of people should feel the same way. But if that's not the case, that's fine. I mean, actually, that's not fine. Actually, it's really not. It's like really, really not. So I have some stuff to get off my chest. It's some stuff that I haven't seen too many other people talking about. Because it's super like specific, obviously. Well, not obviously, but it's super specific. Um, this dude Jeffrey Epstein was absolutely someone that was, well connected. That's obvious. Um, Smart. That's obvious. No matter what other people might tell you, he was at least a little smart. Geopolitically, he definitely knew how to make a dollar off of um, what was going on in the world. And then it also seems like he was able to manipulate that shit too. So um, I definitely have a story that corroborates something like that based off of his emails and based off of what we've learned thus far and based off of my knowledge of Senegal and West Africa. That's actually the subject for today, his connections here. So you probably see some stuff here. If anyone's I don't even know what to say about this shit, honestly. So, how do I even start this? How do I even start this? So, on some background on me, I guess I am uh Senegalese American. Both my family comes from the region, so that is why I am, specifically looking at his entanglements there. It always raised an eyebrow to me because it was very early. Um, Jeffrey Epstein was everywhere. I mean, again, I've said it, he wasn't just domestically in America making a dollar or um, in that one other country in the Middle East, you know. Um, but he was everywhere and he was making money everywhere. And so, yeah, let me just kind of jump into this shit for now. So, yeah, I use AI, shoot me, kill me. I don't I don't pay for the Claude just yet, but I will be. So I literally just threw some of my notes and some of the things that I've kind of put together in it. So I have it a little bit more concise than uh not. So kill me. Sorry. Anyways, this guy had he had some he had some roots deep in Senegal, deep in Nigeria, deep in Mali, Ghana. Um there's a lot of countries that he had network in. And, you know, based off of the emails, it only seems, business and money, right? Like obvious. I'm not trying to say I found something in regards to that stuff, but I do think that it needs to be looked into a little bit deeper, right? Um, I will definitely kind of jump into this in a second, but let's make the main character this guy, okay? Kareem Wad. Kareem Wad is the main character, um, well, the side character, I guess, the supporting character to Jeffrey Epstein in this story. Essentially, everything will flow through him in regards to how I connect things. He is the son of President Abdoulaye Wade, who ran Senegal from 2000 to 2012. Karim wasn't just the president's son, but he was the minister of heaven and earth during his father's reign. Essentially, his father was able to put him into a political position that gave him control of uh, airports, government contracts, transportation. Just there's so much that he had power over within the country. So, um, obviously, a little bit of nepotism there, but that's besides the point. The relationship between the two definitely dates back at the very least to 2010, where Epstein wrote to a contact, the president of Senegal is sending his son to see me in Paris, right? So, at the very least, by 2010, the president of Senegal was comfortable enough to send his son to him in Paris. This is not a young son either; he is a grown man. This is Kareem Wad, the son. So this isn't like this relationship came about just unnaturally, right? He went and seeked out the president of Senegal, and they established this relationship, right? So um, what I thought was just like, just that being the country that I identify with, what was he doing there? Simply put, like, what was his interest? And like basically, it seemed like he was trying to make a lot of money, and I mean that's let me not say that's fine. Like that's the story as old as time, as far as resources, as far as equity and wealth being extracted from um African countries in general. But the point being, he saw a lot of opportunity there. So um, oil, gas, and simply put, just like banking and financing fraud seems to be what was the most interest. But um, this was before any oil was found off of the coast. I must add. Again, this is some of my reasoning as to why I don't think he was a stupid guy. He definitely helped in regards to um, the facilitation of these companies finding and striking oil off of the coast of Senegal. I think this was done roughly around like 2014 or 2014. Uh, yeah, 15 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, let's get into it. 2012, the energy minister Kareem Wad made the decision to grant development rights to drilling. This was for a Cayman Islands company with no track record. Don't really care about that. Now, Larry Epstein in 2011 facilitated meeting between Wad and Jess Staley. This is what really bothered me. 2011, Epstein facilitated a meeting between Kareem Wad and Jess Staley, a JP Morgan executive, right? This is somebody that's high up at JP Morgan. So, 2011, meeting with the son of a president who obviously has some political power. It's just like, what would JP Morgan have of interest here, but it seems that uh, it was not just about the oil as a financial conduit for Senegalese oil. That's not casual networking, that's structured deal making pipeline. I don't want to make it just about the oil, though. It does seem like there was some sort of banking deal, which I'll come to in just a moment. But I mean, end of the day, Epstein facilitates meeting between son of president and JP Morgan, as he does with so many different leaders of the world. Putin, fucking, you know, Yahoo drink. um, Net. You know what I'm saying here. I'm not here afraid to say these people's names, bro. Whatever. Um, I mean, we see exactly what it is that he's been able to do. So it's just like he's got those big fish in his pocket. Why is he here? That's kind of like my thinking, right? Besides the point. Um, I mean, this is probably going to be one of the most um guilty guys, I think, in Epstein's network. Uh, obviously, when it comes to some of the darker things that we've seen in the email, a lot of people had seen that torture video was sent to him, and he had thanked the person who had sent to him, and that person is Sultan bin Sulayem. He is the CEO of DP World. Okay, DP World. So Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, the chairman and CEO of DP World, a Dubai state-linked company that now controls roughly 10% of global container trade. Container trade. Okay, container trade. So you're trying to tell me that the person who sent him that video and he responded that he loved it and thank you is also in control of 10% of global trade using containers. Okay, so Epstein's traveling companions planned a trip across West Africa, stops in Senegal, Sierra Leone, Mali, Morocco, Gabon, um, where to be, I think they met, right? So not only Karim Wad, but also the Sultan, right? Now, fast forward a few years, in Senegal, DP World is now constructing a $1.1 billion deep water port, right? South of Dakar, a 25-year concession over $1 billion deep port. So obviously, once I realized that he was the one who sent this email and he is the one who um he's the one who owns this company, my mind automatically goes there. Okay. My mind is automatically going there. I mean, there's a ton of metrics behind the amount of people that are trafficked on a global scale, right? And I think that it's extremely obvious what's going on in the United States, states like Ohio and what is it, Arizona or I don't know. There's like high trafficking states, obviously, and these are people that are going to be missed. I mean, these are people that are filed, but these are the type of people that, you know, West Africans, poor communities, rural communities. I'm going to get into some of the details here in a second, but these are the people that are going to be missed. So I'm already putting that out there. I think that there is a large exporting network of people, honestly, and it's facilitated by this company or this person or this guy or whatever. You know, there's a few stories throughout the years that can definitely back up claims. Um, I'm not going to throw them out because they're not too immediately um, like impactful to the story, but I'll definitely give you my own. Um, Regardless, there's some money in Senegal that was to be made, right? So Senegal is the very western tip of Africa. It's a port city, so it makes sense logistically why they would want to put a port there. The announcement was made following a meeting between Macky Sall and Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem in Abu Dhabi. The French Senegalese press went even deeper. So there was a banking UN Senegal deal that contained a message from Dr. Cheikh Kante. Okay. So I'm going to go back actually. Cheikh Kante sent this email here. Right. So this is Jmail. If you want me to pull up the docs, I'll pull up the docs, but hopefully this is excuse me, enough proof for you. Dear all, I highly appreciate the quality of welcome by your group during my stay at Dubai and would like to thank you very much. However, I'm still waiting for the summary of the Bing project advised by the Sultan during our meeting with the President Macky Sall at Dakar. Please don't hesitate to send me a list of pending matters between DP World and Dakar Port. Uh, you get the gist, right? Dr. Chef Kante. Um, I mean, a bank project, Jeffrey Epstein, president of Senegal, um, the Sultan. Who knows if Jeff Staley was part of this deal? So, I mean, there was money being made, and it didn't go to the people. I mean, that's for fucking sure. But I'm not even trying to get into that, honestly. Like, that's the least of the worries here. So, with that said, um, do I really want to go into that? Do I really want to go into that? I really want to go into that? Give me a second, guys. Where do I want to go next? Honestly, let's go to Jean-Luc Brunel. Okay, fuck. Where's my Jean-Luc content? Huh, give me a second, guys. Okay, maybe this one's a little better. So let me take a pause here and explain the fact that recently in Senegal, a story broke where authorities announced the arrest of 14 suspects in a criminal network allegedly run by French national Pierre Robert. Okay, he has been arrested in France since April 2025. The network active since 2017. Okay, they specialize in what investigators called sex training, forcing young boys into unprotected sexual acts with HIV positive men, filming every encounter. Four of the accused were acting on Robert's direct instructions in exchange for money transfers from France. Coordinated raids hit Dakar and Kaolack, 200 kilometers southeast of the capital. Okay, so I'm saying this to say that, well, first of all, that's the most one of the most disgusting stories I've ever heard in my life, honestly, and it's something that came out of, you know, again, a country that, um, obviously I'm sentimental to. Like, it's where my parents come from. It's where I come from. Been many times, what have you, right? This is a story that hella people in Senegal back home, my aunts, my uncles are going crazy talking about this story, bro. Right? This was a month ago, honestly. So, I mean, maybe it died down. Who knows? Um, Regardless, I'm pointing this story out to link the connections between, you know, the powerful people in Senegal, right, that are willing to sell their people out to the French men, the white French man, right? And it's a story as old as time, but let me just point out that connection, right? I think that people use these Western African countries as a way to get off on their sexual proclivities in a way that they don't think is going to get caught because, who's going to care? Who's going to miss them? Simply put, I feel like that's a pretty reasonable inference for me to make. Okay. So that was what was going through my mind when going into some of this stuff. All right. So with that said, I guess this was the one that I really wanted to pull up. I've talked about Kareem Wad reaching out. He didn't reach out. He was sent by his father to Jeffrey Epstein. Um, okay. So 5 months after the Paris meeting in the spring of 2011, Epstein began planning a tour. The itinerary: Senegal, Sierra Leone, Mali, Morocco, Gabon. His traveling companions were Karim Wad, the Sultan. Um, right. So we talked about the country or the amount of control that the Sultan has of over global trade. Um, okay, cool. Go here. He's not a businessman who happened to know Jeffrey Epstein. He's a physical financial architect of modern Dubai, the man who grew the Jebel Ali free zone from 19 companies to 7,500. Okay. He literally built the Palm Jumeirah out of the sea. Wow, I did not realize that. I forgot about that. Fuck. Okay, so this guy's powerful shit. Bin Sulayem. His relationship was a decade long in intimate ways, well beyond business. Um, Bin Sulayem sent Epstein GPS child trafficking shoe advertisements. He shared details of his personal sexual relationships. He paid Epstein, so they've been friends. They've been friends. Um, what I want to really point out here is that Karim Wad, who was the main character here in the Senegal story, with Jeffrey Epstein, Sultan is supporting cast. But Karim Wad did get arrested in Senegal for like basically fraud, embezzlement, what have you. Those financial crimes. Really, a lot of people want to say that that could have been because of the competitor Macky Sall. I mean, the two have this dramatic rivalry or whatever. I don't know how much I honestly believe it. They're both two left shoes. Honestly, they're the same person. But it's besides the point. Um, so he was arrested, and I believe he was in jail for about 2 years. And throughout these emails, it comes to find out that he got released, and he got released due to Jeffrey Epstein's bidding, right? So, from what I'm coming to understand, is that where is this? You know what? Let me just pull up Jmail for real. Sorry, Candace Owens. Just pulling up. So I'm gonna look up. The fuck am I gonna look up? Let me think here. Wad released. Karim was released from jail last night. Great news. This Nina K character is interesting as well, but that's a story for another day. Karim was released from jail last night. Jeffrey, what the hell's looking for a specific one? Give me a second, guys. Let me say help. I mean, bro, you see how many emails there are of that guy though, Karim Wad. I'm just saying. Ugh, this- I can't believe I didn't link it. Could have linked it. See, there's meetings. What year was this? 2011. Before he was arrested. I'm looking for 2016. Yes. Thank you, Jeffrey. I just received a few emails about that finally. So thank you, Jeffrey. That's what I want to fucking point out. Apparently, he flew to Qatar after his release. Hi, Jeffrey. Happy New Year and hope you're well. I'm in Dakar, but I will be in Paris. That's from Karim. It's 2011. Looking for 2016 emails. Thank you, Jeffrey. I just received emails about that finally. So, so basically, I want you guys to realize that Jeffrey Epstein facilitated the release for Karim Wad in Senegal in a Senegalese prison, right? So this man had so much pull everywhere around the world. Like, what the fuck is that, right? Keeping in mind that the connections that I've seen as established were from the Wad family. So his dad, Karim, was president from 2000 to 2012, and then Macky Sall won presidency after. And so Macky Sall then imprisoned Karim for the embezzlement or for the fraud or whatever you want to call it. And he was in jail for like 2 years, maybe, yeah, I think arrested in 2014, released in 2016. So he was in jail for 2 years. And then Epstein facilitated the release with Macky Sall to get him out. So he had the last president in his back pocket and his son who was minister of heaven on earth, but whatever. And then the next president, he's able to get him to free the ex-president's son, the minister of heaven on earth. So you see there's meetings. Asked me to set up a meeting. This Nina K character, bro. Hi, Karim, can you please provide me the following? Dear Jeffrey, sorry, this is Elizabeth, Karim's assistant. I send you this message upon Karim request to copy with copy to Nina. The firm can be engaged whatever by Karim himself, his lawyers, or a family member, or anybody you want, whatever suit you. Dear Jeffrey, sorry, this is Elizabeth, Karim's assistant. I send you this message upon Karim request with copy to Nina. The firm can be engaged with, I'm sorry, this is barely English, by Karim himself, his lawyers, or family member, or any Bobby you want. So, can you please help me understand how in the absolute fuck was this nigga able to do that shit? And why? It's like, okay, cool. You got somebody in your back pocket. But like, why did he care? The firm is Nelson Mullins based in DC. I remain at your disposal if you need any more information, more details. Where are you needing firm engage with? I'm writing to you on behalf of Karim White, who says hi and sends you regards. He would also like to ask you, as a previous discussion, to bear the cost of U.S. legal lobby firm based in D.C., which previous discussion to bear the cost of a U.S. legal lobby firm based in D.C., which assignment would be like push Senegal to execute. Bro, this nigga just paid $100,000 for Kareem's legal representation. What is it called? Nelson Mullins, based out of DC. Like, what are we talking about? So he didn't only help him get out, he paid for his way out. And now Kareem Watt is living in fucking Qatar or whatever, ran to Qatar or whatever. Like, can you guys just help me? Like, I just hope I'm not the only one that's like, what the fuck is going on? You know, maybe I'm biased because, again, this is the country that I come from, but I feel like that's kind of crazy. I feel like it's kind of insane. So, besides the point, right? It's still some shit. It's still some shit, bro. It's still some shit. So, so there is an interesting character, Jean-Luc Brunel, bro. Jean-Luc Brunel is a Frenchman who is probably one of the most guilty um, and linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so Jean-Luc Brunel, let's pull up his charges real quick. Jean-Luc Brunel. Tell him I'm typing slow as hell, my fault. Jean-Luc Didier Brunel, sorry, was a free or a French model scout, alleged sex trafficker. He gained prominence by leading the international model agency Karen Models and founded MC2 Model Agent, financed by Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, investigation in 1988. Okay, Brunel came under scrutiny for his ties with Epstein early 2000s, 2015, after Lane introduced them. He was accused by Virginia Giuffre. So she was killed. I think she was killed anyway. I'm sorry, maybe she wasn't killed. Committed suicide or suicided. Sorry, no disrespect. Um, okay. So again, the white Frenchman, he is connected to Jeffrey Epstein in one of the most egregious ways out of anyone, right? Now, what I find peculiar about him and how he ties into the Senegal story is that he is, when he got arrested, he fled the country. He tried to flee the country. He was arrested at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris and then spent the rest of his time in confinement. And he too died in prison, killed himself, wrapped towel around his whatever, hung himself. Same MO as Epstein, 2022. Okay, after Epstein. Okay, so what I want to point out here is that he went to Charles de Gaulle Airport, was arrested there before he was able to fly out of the country. Guess where he was going to fly out? He was going to fly to Senegal, one of his favorite vacation countries, right? One of his favorite vacation countries. So, I mean, I put that together and I'm like, well, this is at the very least scary, right? Because Jeffrey Epstein, who has a well known documentation connection to Senegal now, and and Okay, let me walk this back. The reason why I feel like this is absolutely insane is because I have a little bit more context. I know for a fact that there is crazy sex trafficking going on in that country. Okay. I mean, I've already kind of pointed it out with that story about the kids and Pierre Robert out of France, Pierre Robert. So keeping that in the back of your mind, and then also keeping in the back of your mind that Jean-Luc Brunel frequented that country too, and he's one of the most guilty associates of Jeffrey Epstein. I know for a fact that there's crazy sex trafficking going on in that country. In the rural and suburban areas, people are just straight up selling their children. That's definitely happening. And I'm hearing this, right? It's not like this is stuff that I'm researching. I know this because I have family there still that I still speak to, of course. But besides that, I mean, there is numbers behind this shit, right? There's studies behind this shit. Study on the practice of sex trafficking in Senegal. This is a 2004 paper, okay? And in this paper, it also concludes how this sex trafficking is taking place, right? And where it's taking place. A lot of these vacation spots, pockets in Senegal that French people vacation to. French people vacation to, okay? And in this paper, it specifically says tourist tourism, tracked for tourists, exploited for tourism. Let me find that fucking tourists, sex tourism. In the executive summary, children who are trafficked for prostitution, sex tourism, right? Who the fuck is touring Senegal? It's the French. It's the French colonized country. So obviously it's the French. Okay. At mass. Maybe it's other countries as well, but at mass, no doubt. So with that in mind, right? With that in mind, you then come to find out that the most prolific sex trafficker has ties into this country, deal making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars off of the country. And his French associate has deep ties with the country. And a story of a Frenchman organizing sex trafficking to the point where they're teaching the little boys sex, giving them HIV, and then spreading it. Right? Like, it's challenging for me to tell this story in a cohesive way because I get sick every time I fucking talk about it. Every fucking time. There's not much else to the story that is like immediately important. There's definitely some other characters that are shady. I mean, Larry Summers, he's someone that had, he's very, very weird. I mean, the Harvard professor is very odd. He's a very odd guy, at the very least. And him too, interest in Senegal, advising and consulting and speaking to the deals making that's going on. Rusek Borgi and his friend, or his brother actually. Who's his brother? Rusek Borgi and his brother, him and his brother got beef. Weird guys. Relations soured badly between Rusek and his nephew Karim Wad. During Karim's imprisonment, he repeatedly complained that it was Recep Borgi himself who advised him to respond. Oh my gosh. So there's other guys I definitely want to jump into. There's other guys that need a conversation. Robert Borgi, yes, Rasek and Robert, two brothers that are very odd, but Rasek more importantly odd. This is not Epstein related, but this is another French guy who was in Kenya, reported as a former officer. So basically, the French equivalent to the CIA was arrested in Strasbourg. He was suspected of organized and ordered sexual abuse against minors in Kenya, right? So again, French, like we're talking about French intelligence, the equivalent of CIA in Kenya organizing ordered sex. This is this is an economy essentially. This sex trafficking shit is so much deeper than what people truly think. And this is just an example of it, bro. I mean, you see it, it's intelligence agencies, you see it, it's people that own container companies that control 10% of the world's shipping. It's people who, um, like Jeffrey Epstein, are just so geopolitically connected. This shit is not an accident, bro. So I'm gonna rest my case there. My block is probably hot, but whatever.